Cartoonist Cesar Feliciano has launched a new cartoon featuring new Supreme Court Judge Sonia Sotomayor. Welcome, Mr. Feliciano. Read about you in the Hartford Courant. Bill Weir had a story and said, we got to get this guy on the show. I mean, this is a big opportunity for you to have this cartoon that is featuring the first Latina Supreme Court ever. Tell us about it.
Well, it's an interesting story. And it basically starts one night in April. I'm sitting in my house, and I said, you know what? I think more people should be seeing what I draw. I just took a flyer and sent some of my samples of my art to different publishers, and I get a call from Darren Davis from Blue Water Productions, and he's like, hey, you know, I'm kind of interested in your work here. I think it's pretty good. I've got a project I'm thinking about putting together. I was wondering if you might be interested. And I said, sure. And then that was it. He was very ambiguous. Didn't say exactly what it was.
Marketing, right?
Absolutely. Well, anyway, so we transferred emails back and forth for a while. And then he called me on my phone one day. I was in the hospital with my daughter, who was sick. And he said, Cesar, I want to give you the job. And I want you to draw the Sonia Sotomayor comic book based on the Female Forces series that my company puts out. So, I mean, I jumped on that opportunity right away.
Now, for you now, this is not just a job. There's something very passionate here. Being the first Latina, your background, there's some passion here for this project.
Oh, absolutely. You know, as an Hispanic, a man of Puerto Rican descent, I definitely have a lot of feeling towards Justice Sotomayor as a Latina woman, also of Puerto Rican descent. And to rise from where she came to where she is now. It's a great American story, really.
Is there a certain responsibility you felt to make sure you represented her right and how you depicted her? And did you take maybe an inordinate amount of time making sure that you depicted her in a way that was representative?
Well, absolutely. You know, when you're doing a biography, it's different than when you're doing a, you know, like a Batman or Superman smash-up characters. You know, biographies, when you draw the people, you want to make them look as close to what they really look. And, you know,
that's
obviously,
the whole idea,
right? Right, you know, but obviously, you know, the positions change, and you can't find reference photos for all that stuff. So you got to try to figure out what they would look like and face in certain angles. So it had its challenges, but you know, I'm really pleased with the way the project came out, and the publisher was very pleased as well. I guess that's really what's most important. Right?
All right, and maybe we'll have our producer Amy run some more of those images of what you did with the project. Now, you also had some other things you've done in the past, some other projects that you've done. Tell us about that. Yeah,
I actually got my feet wet in comics. I always drew as a kid, and growing up, I was in the military, in the Marine Corps, and I did a bunch of drawings there for you know, my squadron and stuff like that. But the first comic I did was a local company here in Connecticut, based out of Vernon, and it was the Captain's Jolting Tales. It was an anthology, kind of like the Creep Show thing, with a skeleton guy, and he gave like a moral story, but it was like a horror type thing, you know. And then I went from that, and I worked for One Shot Press. Dark Moon was another company that I worked for, and I did some work for them. And the character was basically an African-American female. And then I did some background inking work with Bob Lewis. He's from, I believe he's from Harlington, for DC Comics on Suicide Squad. And then I kind of like fell off of that whole comics thing for a while. Then a friend of mine encouraged me, you know, you should really get those juices flowing again. And
it's feast or famine for you, right? As far as whether hit or missing contract.
Really?
But comic books now, it seems that for a while there it peaked, where people were really reading comics, and now it ebbed. Where is that now? What is the market like for comic book readers?
Well, right now, the comic book readership it's different, you know, because we're dealing with a multimedia age, a lot of film and internet and that sort of thing, and so comics have had to transition and become more than just, you know, Cape Crusaders. You have a lot of comic books that are like the Sonia Sotomayor, based on real life. You have a lot of like a Road to Perdition, which was a movie put out. It was actually based on a comic book that was put out, and so, you know, the comics are different now.
You have the animation now too, right? You have comics and cartoons. You have Joe Young. You have to think now how to make that into a movie, and the Simpsons and all that stuff, right?
Right. Actually, I'm working on a property right now called Ripper Man with Joe Martino. He's from New Jersey, and the character allows itself very well to an animation or a film type of thing. And I'm working on it, pretty excited about it, and hopefully, we'll see where that goes, but it's a pretty exciting character.
And again, Female Force, Sonia Sotomayor is the comic book.
Yes.
For that kid out there, 15 seconds, that young kid watching saying, you know what, I love to draw. How do I get started? How do I bring it to the next level? Your quick advice to that person out there.
Well, what I would say is never stop, never give up. Always work on your trade. Practice drawing. You want to be able to draw everything. And really, just don't give up, because you never know what opportunity can come up at any moment's time.
All right, don't give up. Congratulations to you.
Thank you very much.
He is Cesar Feliciano. Thanks to all our guests, Scott Gray, James Walker, actor Michael Jai White, and of course, Cesar Feliciano. You can catch our show and send your comments or requests or watch us again at ctnow.com, and friend us on Facebook. Become a fan of the Stan Simpson Show. We're on Twitter, too, so look out for our tweets. Lori Perez and The Real Story are next for the good folks here at Fox 61. I'm Stan Simpson. See you next week.